Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Almost live. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm LBJ, and you're listening to The Heartfelt Truth. Welcome. Let me start off by saying, as I always do, that I hope my voice finds you in good health, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Not necessarily in that order, but all equally important to help us through this thing we call life. And when you leave this podcast, if you didn't get anything from it, well, you probably weren't listening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for allowing me to come into your life for the next few minutes. I'm LBJ, and you're listening to The Heartfelt Truth. You're there, and I'm here. All right, let's jump right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, I am so excited. The last time we spoke, the last time you fine people here and around the world decided to tune into LBJ, I promised you that I would get out here and get back into the flow. I want to know what's going on in your life. You know what's going on in my life, and we can just keep motivating each other and get this thing going. I will tell you this. I just finished up a class that I was doing recently, and I really met some fine people. I mean, it's amazing when you meet other people in different areas of, you know, their careers and what they're doing, and you're kind of engaging and you're teaching, and it's just amazing. You know what? Listen, the funny thing about this life, and I don't want to go off on a tangent. You know what? When you're teaching something, and you have a bunch of people and they're engaged and you engage each other and then they bring some things to the table, I think there is a circle in terms of not only life, but there's a circle of learning, you know, because I learn, you learn. You know what? And I came up with this silly little phrase, you know, I know, you know, we grow. I think that's how I said it. You know, I know, we grow. But you know, it's a funny thing. I promised you that I was going to be on this microphone, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to live up to my promise. You know, I got to be honest. I'm going to be a little selfish real quick. The bottom line is, the promise that I made to you, and I'm going to keep it, I also made to myself. You see, here's another thing. When you make a promise to yourself, you know, you should try to keep it. I know for you people that have children, you have significant others, you have a spouse. When you make a promise to someone, they expect you to keep it. And if you you know, if you're the person that I would think you are, you're going to do everything you can to keep that promise to that person you made a promise to, correct? That sounds a little silly, right? But the deal is, how many times do we really keep promises to ourselves? Okay, now I didn't really plan on that, but I just kicked in my head. I'm thinking, you know, you make so many promises and you make so many, decisions and agreements. What about the one with yourself? That's interesting. I want you to take a quick moment and think about that, because you're just as important. So I think in order for you to move forward, you know, is that you got to keep those promises to yourself. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, read a book, lose some weight, go on a diet, exercise. I'm not going to do all that. What I'm saying is the core fact, the core value of making a promise to yourself is definitely, without a reasonable doubt, the first initial step to your growth, no matter what you want to do. Because if you can't keep a promise to yourself, then you really, really can't keep a promise to anybody else. I'm sorry. You know, because then, you know, I don't want to say it. I don't like saying liar. I don't like liar, pants on fire. But that's the concept. So I really think if we start this day off today in this conversation, just one thing: do me a favor, do yourself a favor. I'm gonna do myself a favor. Keep your promises to yourself. And you know what? It's funny because I was sitting down this morning and I was actually meditating, and it's something I've really adopted for the past couple of months. I love it. I love it. I love it. I would encourage anyone to try it. You know, you don't have to, it's not some, you go off into space kind of thing. It's just kind of grounding yourself for 10 minutes. I've actually elevated myself to 20 minutes, if you have the time, but 10 minutes is fine. And you just live in the moment, be in the moment, and take a deep breath, ground yourself. It's amazing. And physically, mentally, and spiritually, it's amazing. So I would definitely do that. So anyway, as I was meditating, and then I was spending a few moments with myself today, I made a promise to myself. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to put myself out there. You ready for this? A lot of times we fall short when it comes to dieting, when it comes to anything. You say, I want to motivate myself. I want to do this. I want to go for a walk. And what happens is when I think, and I'm going to put this out there and I'm take ownership of it. When you tell someone that you're going to do that, not only is there an expectation from them, obviously subconsciously there's an expectation for yourself. However, you hear what I just said before, keeping a promise to yourself. I don't think you have to share it with everybody. I think that if you're going to exercise, if you're going to diet, you're going to do whatever, you keep it to yourself. Now, I know there's the school of thought, as everybody says, share it, and everybody's going to expect you. Yeah, that's a lot of pressure. Okay, that's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of negativity. There's a whole lot of things going on there. But if you, like meditation, if you're keeping it within yourself and you're keeping that promise to yourself, then you'll see the growth and the people around you will see it. So it's so funny because if you keep it to yourself, now it's not a big secret. I mean, you can share it, but let's just say a week goes by. 2 weeks go by, and all of a sudden, you're out with your friends, you're having dinner, or you're having lunch, or at work, or whatever, and all of a sudden, your eating habits have changed, your exercise, to your change. Say, what are you doing? Said, yeah, I'm just taking better care of myself. I'm just doing this to take better care of myself for my health, for my kids. I want to be here, And the funny thing is, I think from that perspective. If you share that with someone, then the negativity goes away. Then I think there's more growth for reaching your goals. For example, it just popped in my head. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you have a real good friend, if you tell your spouse, your significant other, and at the end of the day, and like I said, you start off by just keeping the promises to yourself. And you turn around and they say, well, listen, I'm doing this for you. I want to be here with you for just as long as I can. How deep is that? Now, you say that to your children because you want that. But if you got your spouse or your significant other, your friends, and listen, let's not lose this. There's friends. You love friends. I have people that I really care about. And you love them. You want to say, listen, man, I want to be here a little while longer. I want to enjoy our friendship. So I got to take better care of myself. That's interesting stuff, right? So just keep that in mind. Keep those promises to yourself. And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but meditate. It works. Trust me. That's just me having some fun. But no, I'm serious. It does work. So, there's a few things. I wrote down some notes that I really wanted to get into. Like I'm part of I'm on the board of the Diversity Advisors. It's out of California. If you want to look them up, the diversityadvisors.com. They real great organization. It's one of the topics, the hot topics right now. Well, listen, it's a new topic, but it's been around forever, guys. I mean, people have kind of skirted around the whole idea, the whole issue of diversity, inclusion, all those things. I think it's very important. The world definitely needs diversity and inclusion, and I just, I don't want to make this whole show about that. One show I will. I'll get the green light. I am on the board, and I will talk about it on my podcast. And they also have a podcast, The Diversity Intersection. Please check that out on podcasts near you. Some great topics. They have the website, if you check it out, they got some learning tools on there, classes, you name it, you join. It's a very, very small thing, and you'd be surprised what you learn and what you could bring out to, to your own organizations and into your own life. It's really good stuff. So I think that's a good thing. And I promise I will get on another show and we're going to talk about that because it's me being part of it. Listen, I don't lend myself to anything that I don't believe in. I don't get involved in stuff that I don't believe in. I told you before, I don't force my political views. I don't force my spiritual views and all that stuff. But I am telling you, I also don't lend myself to something that I don't believe in. Okay. If I believe in it, then I'm all in. I'm not going to sit here and try to be a phony. I'm not going to do that. So, all right, I'm actually going over my notes. I'm looking at this here real quick. You know what? The weather here on the East Coast right now is not that good. It's not that good. It's funny because I tell you, we've had a year from hell. And I know we're kind of fading away from talking about Mr. Corona, but we've had a year from hell. And everybody's looking forward to, the breakdown, getting back to a sense of normalcy. I know it's a hot topic with everybody. And it's Memorial Day weekend. And somewhere in the universe, something is saying, you know what? You guys are coming back. Everybody's getting back to normal and hugs and tugs and all that. Listen, I don't know. Something just messed up to Memorial Day weekend. It's raining. I mean, there's no barbecues. But listen, I'm telling you right now, I really believe, and I should videotape it. I'm going to go out in my backyard, and I'm going to just throw a hot dog and a burger on the grill, and I'm not going to let the rain spoil my Memorial Day weekend. I was already supposed to have a party for my little niece in the backyard, and it got spoiled, so we had to postpone it. And but she's little. She'll realize that when she has the party, when they change the date, she'll still have fun. So, all right. Listen, I'm looking. Also, there's so many topics I want to talk about today, and I don't think I can get to all of them. But before we move on, listen, I have to say this. There's this company, Besto Hot Honey. Did I say that right? Besto Hot Honey. I had reached out to them about a year ago, and I was looking to say get some permission to use them as advertisement, a little sponsorship or whatever. But they obviously it's a small company, and they they're just starting out, or they've been out a little while, but they didn't really have any money in the budget right now for sponsorship. I said that's fine. Listen, here I am. I'm going to say it again. I did it last podcast. Being a service for others. If I can put it out there, and if I can help somebody, then that's a beautiful thing, and then I've done my job, and Besto Hot Honey is a barbecue sauce. It comes in different flavors, and I am telling you, it's a unique sauce made with honey. They got some cayenne in there, cilantro. It is a sticky, sweet, tangy barbecue sauce that you put on your different variety of meats and your food, and I'm telling you, it is all the rave. I mean, you have to look them up. Besto Hot Honey. Fantastic stuff. And for you fine people that are here and around the world, look them up on the World Wide Web. Did I say that? Did I just date myself? The World Wide Web. Oh, wow. Check them out on the internet. Besto Hot Honey. You won't be disappointed. And again, that is, I am not being sponsored by them. I am not, there's no monetary gain here, but if I can help them and push them forward and people can really check them out, it's awesome. So check them out, Besto Hot Honey, and order your bottle. I guarantee you'll be back. It's a funny thing, real quick. I just popped in my head. Everything's popping in my head this morning. I went to, I was visiting with my father. He has since left us, and so he's in a better place. But anyway, one morning my father said, "Hey, let's go get some breakfast." So we decided to go. I go out and get breakfast as we do. My father is a big breakfast guy. So we go, and he says, "Come on, I got a special place to take you." And I said, "Where are we going?" He takes us to the local hospital cafeteria, and I was like, what are you doing? This is not a restaurant. This is a cafeteria where people are working. He goes, come on, listen, they have the best salmon cakes in the world. I said, in a hospital cafeteria. So long story short, and I can laugh about it because I'm actually giggling. So we go in. It was me and my father and my brother. So we go get some breakfast. I go up, I get my usual eggs and my grits, and says, yeah, I'll have one of those salmon cakes. I'm like, I'll try it. And the guy behind the counter looked at me and he kind of smiled and he said, you know what? You'll be back. And what made me think of that, you'll be back and you'll order another bottle of the pesto honey, is because that's what this gentleman said to me. And I actually had the salmon cake and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, this guy was right. It was absolutely fantastic. Probably the best salmon cake I ever had in my life. So, all right, listen. So, ladies and gentlemen, without, I keep going on a tangent. I had some things I wanted to do. I had the word of the day. I have Just Do It. And, of course, there's a gentleman that I listen to. He's on the internet, so I am not stealing. I am not stealing his thunder. I'm definitely not, I'm not endorsing anything. I'm not making any money, so I don't want anybody to kind of try to sue me for mentioning his name. But, I mean, it's public information. The gentleman's name is Simon Sinek, and he is the author of, The Why, Finding Your Why. And I find it very interesting because it's so true now. I've kind of looking at a few things in life. And everything that you do, I mean, you have to get to the why, and I find it very interesting. So these are some of the topics that I really wanted to dive into today, but we're gonna let that go. I'm just so glad to be back on this microphone, and I'm so glad that you find people here and around the world have decided to stick around and listen to me share my thoughts, my views, and everything like that. So, listen, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on track. I have a few things I'm going to go over again. Like I said, I am going to mention the diversity advisors. I want to get into a little bit more about Besto Honey. Check them out, bestohoney.com. And we're just going to get back to where we were. I kind of missed you guys. But listen, do me a favor. Please tell your friends. Tell everybody about LBJ, the Heartfelt Truth. Even 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I guarantee you're going to walk away with something. And one last thing, please, 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 take care of yourself. Take care of your families, because family is important. Trust me. And if you see somebody that needs a helping hand, if you can, stick yours out and try to help them. I always say this. I know this for a fact, that this will be one of the things that help you on your journey through this thing we call life, to becoming the best person that you were meant to be. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm LBJ. You're there and I'm here. And you've been listening to the Heartfelt Truth. Thanks for stopping by. And we'll talk again. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm LBJ. Listen, if you have any comments or feedback, please check me out right now on my social media accounts, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Right now, you can still get me on my email address at lbjtheheartfelttruth@gmail.com. Also, don't forget, tell a friend. Share the wealth. When you know, I know. When we all know, we grow. And until next time, thank you. And we will talk again.